This is the beginning of the podcast. Welcome, TJ, a friend of me and a friend of the Grinch, here to watch the Grinch with us for this episode of Grinchcast 2000.
It's an honor. Where did 2000 come from?
Well, you see, this version of the Grinch came out in the year 2000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we do not want to be associated with the 2018 Grinch. Not at all.
TJ, I'm going to need you to say a certain word for me.
I don't know if I can say that on air.
Well,
Ginger?
The first letter is similar.
Is it G? Gigantic?
No.
Grinch?
Someone just say Grinch. A Grinch.
You said it. You said the G word. Said Grinch. You said the G word. It's Grinch.
Damn it.
All right, well, for our listeners at home, we're off to a rocky beginning. The movie was ready to play. It was queued up.
I hit the eject button. Here we go. Back on track.
Kick back and relax, everybody. We just started the Grinch.
Yes. One of my favorite Universal films, universally accepted as the best Grinch, I think, by most people.
Yes. I think that some might argue the first one, the animated one, would be a close second.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's definitely a second. Definitely. Shit. Yeah, definitely a second. Definitely a second favorite behind How the Grinch Stole Christmas 2000, which is this one. Also, piracy is not a victimless crime. I'm pretty sure that's a lie. That's just propaganda.
Could you imagine if the Grinch did like what they did with Godzilla and just called it Grinch 2000 and had a bunch of baby Grinches popping out of eggs around Whoville?
I would love that.
Yeah, where's that treatment? We need a new, evolved Grinch.
Grinch 2020 coming at you.
Universal, what a company.
Yeah.
www.universalstudios.com.
When I hear that song, I think about riding around in a tram around a studio with the animatronic shark coming at you.
If you look to our left, you'll see, movies being made.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if there's like a ride that would take you through like a live movie set? Like they're filming and you know, the just goes right through, you know, as they're filming like, I don't know, Forrest Gump 2 or
And you
something.
can be in the background.
Yeah.
You just can't say anything or they have to pay you.
Can I get my SAG card? Anthony Hopkins. So, how many times are people going to comment on the pan over Whoville?
It actually hasn't been touched on yet, but
okay.
maybe you're setting a precedent.
Yeah, they would probably start doing drones at this point.
Oh, yeah, no, exactly.
They'll have this to say, there is no place like Whoville around Christmas Day. Every window was flocked, every lamppost was dressed, and the Whoville band marched in their Christmassy dress.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a Seuss band without some Who instruments. We've got the giant tuba with smaller tuba inside.
The Husa horn, the hoop in McCall.
Arbor Day was fine, and Easter was pleasant, and every St. Fizzing's Day they ate a fizz.
So that's interesting. There's got to be a Who Jesus. Because Anthony Hopkins mentioned Easter.
Good
Easter.
point.
I mean, I
He
guess
died for their gifts and presents.
Died for commercialism.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't have. I guess Christmas is also a Jesus centralized holiday.
Yeah, what would his name be? Whoville Jesus.
We, Jesus Bucketus.
Probably. That's a good one.
Oh, holy Jesus Bucketus, Christamungus, the son of Glob.
So just a second ago, he was talking about the presents that he bought the family members and bought presents that rhymed with the family members' names.
Yeah.
I would hate to imagine what he would get for Aunt Map-on.
Ooh.
That would.
That's for Grinch adults only. R-rated edition.
Oh man. Yeah, the Who's really like to rhyme. It's just that's just got to be coded in their DNA.
I think it's some kind of schizophrenia, actually.
Oh man.
Yeah, I guess I never thought about that. The natural tendency that Who's have towards rhyming. It's got to be genetic.
Yeah.
Because the Grinch, he starts rhyming and he's like, "Oh no, stop it!" Like repressing these my Who fused DNA. He tries to
Wow.
repress it deep down inside, but you can't change your meticular, fusions.
Even though storks deliver you, the storks are just saying rhymes while flying them in.
Yeah, they're whispering down to the baby Who's. We're bringing you to your parents. Don't tell your Uncle Clarence.
I had an Uncle Clarence. Yeah, look at these hip, young 2000s esque teens. Look, this is some fashionable stuff.
It's like they're trying to be Simon and Garfunkel if they really liked basketball.
Those Who's are real lucky there are just no trees right in front of the Grinch's doorway, or else they would be horribly mangled. Now, who could this be?
I'm still trying to figure it out. Do you know?
No, not. This is the first time I've ever seen this movie.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the guy
Wow.
that's trying to steal Christmas to show up on the screen. Who's this?
I think it might be the Who's. Oh, wow.
Oh, shit.
Never mind. That's
Oh.
the Grinch. This whole time.
Someone has vandalized that vehicle. You see, Max, the city is a dangerous place.
The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season.
Not for the day. Not what?
Now please, don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason.
Hey, kids, here's a present for you. Be sure to run real fast with it now. Come on, double time. Let's go. Go, go, go.
Could be that his hair wasn't screwed on just right. Could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was
Did he call that guy a midget? It sounded like it.
No. I think somebody says Merry Christmas to the Grinch, and he goes, "Is it?" I don't know if the Grinch would be calling people midgets.
Well, chalk this up. I've already learned something new this time around.
Yeah, TJ, can you believe that every single time that we watch this movie, we learn something new?
What has been the most amazing thing you've learned from this movie?
The most amazing thing?
The most amazing.
Probably that a sunrise on a snowflake is just, it gets beautiful even more so each time you view it. That and something about Ron Howard, I don't know.
I'd say my most interesting from a couple episodes back was Ron Howard's dad is in the movie as the kind of bum
Wow.
who that's walking around with like the liquor
Really?
underneath his beard. Yeah, it's
Wow.
Mr. Daddy Howard.
Daddy Howard's in this.
I think
The whole
actually
family.
his role in Whoville is he is almost leader of the Cheermeister parade. He's kind of guiding the Grinch while he's on the chair of cheer, and yeah, that's what Ron Howard specifies that. He put his father in charge of
He's
the
the
1,000th.
but he's in
jubilation.
charge of the parade.
Yeah, it's topsy turvy in Seuss Land. And thinking about it too, he's the only tramp character. I think they must keep him around so they feel better about their own gifts and status of life.
He's just there to keep them in this capitalist wasteland to have like an idea of being superior.
It really is the key to a true utopian society.
Yeah.
If everyone is happy, then no one is. You have to have one miserable who.
You need the Daddy Howard.
Yeah, Dad, I've got quite the role for you.
Yeah, I mean, once the Grinch ran away, they were like, "Oh shit! Like, who are we gonna pick on now?"
How about this bum?
Yeah, this drunk old guy over here. All right.
I don't know. He's nice. We'll make him the head of the parade, but no house, no presents. The Grinch is a what?
Yeah, he is a what, not a who. But they still respect him enough to give him his own mailbox.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
God bless the postal
It's very progressive postal service in Whoville. Who's and what's alike. God help me if we ever get to know what a Y looks like.
Cherry doody cherry.
Kitty, stop. The cat is biting my Achilles tendon.
Hey, this cat's being a real Grinch. Oh Jesus! Oh my God, Kitty.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow,
Dude,
being a real Grinch.
Dude, we're putting the cat away for this
Yeah.
one. Oh jeez, that's what happens. Yeah, banish him out, Crumpet.
So the Grinch just threw a bunch of mail into people's mailboxes. Did he write those all up himself?
I
The
would.
eviction letters, the jury duty. Like,
I'd like to believe so.
yeah.
I mean, if he writes it, the Who's are dumb enough to where they're not gonna like be like, oh,
They're
this
not going to
is-
question it.
Yeah. Oh God, I can only imagine. Did some of these Who's that like are going to think, oh shit, I'm getting evicted, and are now moving out of their homes only to go nowhere.
To some eviction notice written in crayon. Covered in garbage.
Hey, honey, I guess we're getting evicted.
Oh, no, not again. Get your things.
I hate these crayon-based ransom letters we keep getting. Do you think that this is how children think mail systems work? This giant press that
For
crushes
the longest
presents?
thing, that's what I thought. For
Yeah, the
longest-
presents go in a funnel. They
Yeah.
get crushed.
Yeah.
Yeah, TJ, at what point in your life were you first introduced to How the Grinch Stole Christmas from 2000, featuring Jim Carrey, directed by Ron Howard?
Probably around the year 2000.
When did you
Yeah.
see it in theaters?
No.
No. Yeah, me neither.
I'm trying to think back to the first time I saw it. And
I remember I definitely it was one of the first DVDs that was ever in the house. It was like right
a
when that was.
Christmas present. Like, it was like,
Oh my God.
yeah. Yeah, I think we got In the House and One Christmas, Pearl Harbor, The Grinch, and probably Blue Collar Comedy Tour of some sort.
That's the holy trinity right
Yeah,
there.
exactly. Like, well, we got to give TJ a DVD for this new player.
Get her Grinch.
And Planet of the Apes.
Dude, I definitely remember really liking that movie as a kid for no reason. I think before my actual palate was developed for movies, it was just like, oh, monkeys, apes, talking, Mark Wahlberg.
It's a beautiful film. Like, it is, like, just captivating.
Yeah, God,
But-
I was terrified of Planet of the Apes as a child. Honestly, I still
I
am.
did love it.
Monkeys just in general, just big monkeys that could just easily rip humans apart piece by piece are terrifying to me. Much like, if we were to put artificial intelligence into robots, it's like monkeys are kind of on the same level. It doesn't matter if they're shiny pieces of metal or primitive apes. They're both just scary beings.
That's true. Or aliens.
Well, aliens are. I mean, I feel like aliens would be a little more understanding. They'd be a little more, scientific about it. They wouldn't, just rip you apart and just kill you immediately. They'd at least, dissect you. They'd give you a little butt play, and then I don't know, put you in a tube or something, which I would enjoy a lot better than.
That's all I
Meeting
ask
a
of my
monkey.
captors, a little butt play.
Yeah, I don't care about total enslavement by a much higher being as long as it's scientific. It's I'm a statistic now. Look, Mom.
Hey, I'm contributing to some higher society rather than just, I don't know, being somebody's, snack.
A developing planet.
Yeah. I could be a part of Earth, too. They'll make movies about me in this alien culture. I would only hope that they all look like the Grinch. He's green and alien-like.
Oh, what a suggestive scene.
Yeah.
Even Betty.
Yeah. Ha, Grinch, classic. All right.
Did you ever prank call anyone? Was that ever a...
Yeah, like there was definitely times. Like I used technology for it. Like whenever there was the evil operator online,
Oh,
you
yeah.
were able to just have two
Yeah.
random people call each other.
Oh, God.
And you could listen into the first 15 seconds. Hours of entertainment.
Jeez. Do you think those websites are still up and running?
No, I've checked.
Oh, God. I would say probably one of the worst prank calls I ever made. I was, so growing up, I was part of the Cub Scouting, group. And for one of our field trips, we went to the police office. And they had a payphone. They had a payphone in the lobby. And I was talking to my buddy, like, hey, did you know that you could dial 911 for free on payphones? And he was like, no, you can't. Old fucking Donald, that little son of a bitch. He probably knew that would push me to dial 911 on the police office payphone. And guess what? It rang through.
You called 911 in the police.
The call's coming from inside the station.
No, yeah, that's exactly what happened. Somebody
That's
walked out
great.
and said, "Who is calling 911?" And we're both like standing there by the payphone, and he's like, "It was him." And I was like, "He didn't believe me that you couldn't dial 911 for free on the payphone." And they're like, "All right, like, come on, guys, come on."
Well, now you know.
That's funny. Oh. She really emphasizes the Christmas. Like, so there must be a Christ character.
Is she singing about Jesus
I
not
think so.
being present in Whoville in this scene?
Where are you, Christ?
Where are you, Chris? Mas.
That's
Maybe
her Spanish.
The the
We
she's just
need more Christ.
she's just missing her crush from
Why?
school named Chris.
Exactly. Why can't I find you?
Things used to be so easy.
You're really off tune.
You know, it's funny 'cause Ron Howard and I think Brian something or other, I don't know,
Razor.
it's Brian Grazer, some other man involved in the film in some degree. They originally thought about getting, you know, an overdub for this song, and he was like, "Oh, well, why don't we just use the girl? She sings fine." And this is what we get.
And now she's in Pretty Reckless, the band.
She's now a lead singer.
It's the beginning of something much better.
Yeah.
Please tell me they do a cover of "Where Are You, Christmas."
Oh, wow.
It's got to be somewhere. You know, it's got to be somewhere on some hard drive deep in her, I don't know, locker and
You think
high
she just
school.
covered it for like the memories?
just for fun. I mean, if you were in a successfully, I don't know, an incredible film that surpasses a filmography in bounds that nobody can even imagine, and that was your hit single from the song, I would.
True.
Oh.
First floor, factory weekends. Those who's are hard to throttle, Max. But we did our worst, and that's all that matters. At least I scared the bejeebers out of that little girl at the post office. She'll be smart.
You know, there was definitely a period in my life where I lived alone for about 6 months, and I can tell you it was very reminiscent of what the Grinch is experiencing here. You know, just come home, talk to your animal companion, and, I don't know, eat glass in front of the TV, throwing your socks all over the place.
Yeah, TJ, do you and Watson get up to any Grinch Max-like antics?
I try to keep it to like a bi-weekly thing. Like at once every other Tuesday, we'll go to some neighbor house and steal some toys.
Steal some dog toys?
Yeah, yeah. Like he'll
That's
pee
good.
around the house and then we'll get out of there.
Yeah, TJ, you ready for me to blow your mind a second time?
Yes.
You remember how the Grinch had a mailbox, and is it to some degree a membering, or you know, a functioning member of society? He's also got a phone number, so you could call him if you wanted to.
That's true, yeah. And what's stopping people, really? He's just going to say, I'll hunt you down. He's already doing it. Like, he's already going to every single Who and tormenting them.
Oh man. God. Oh, dude, what do you think is in that safe? That like classic like cartoon like safe like with a rope going upwards. What does he use? What's in that
That's
safe?
his Wile E. Coyote safe.
His Acme stuff?
Yeah.
Here's another thought. So, the Cat in the Hat in the live action remake, arguably, within this the same Seuss universe, the Cat in the Hat is a little more a cartoon. What's the term? Cartoon logic or cartoon powers.
Yeah.
Where the Grinch is a little more, realitized to reality. So,
You think the Grinch is more real?
than the Cat in the Hat. I
Well,
mean,
there's-
because he kind of, he pulls shit out of, nowhere. Whereas the Grinch, he builds everything out of trash. He accomplishes things, but, within a realistic, grasp of, existence.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're asking. Absolutely, the Grinch is a more realistic character than the Cat in the Hat.
Okay. Yeah.
Would you agree?
The universe of the Cat in the Hat is based in more of a real world. The Cat in the Hat, you could put a cat in a hat. You can't have a Grinch in a snowflake.
Oh.
You can have.
Well,
Yeah.
you don't know. What are you,
That's
a scientist with a
that's-
microscope?
I've been doing the work. I put a cat. I put a cat in a hat, and I don't know. Weird shit started happening. This
gonna
purple ooze came out, and I was amazed. I'm writing a paper. I'm not quite bringing it public yet, but all I'm saying, if we put Kitty in a hat, things happen. Yeah.
I was glad we got to hear about your ongoing studies. Though.
Yeah,
Little
I didn't
plug
want
for
to
the
bring it
listeners.
out, but yeah, Cat in the Hat research coming soon.
Schultz et al.
Yeah, don't worry. We won't release any of your public information, TJ.
Oh shit, is this being recorded?
No, these are just dicks that we like to hold near our mouths to kind of tease ourselves.
I'm used to it. Yeah.
Oh man, this is a classic scene too. Just the Who swinger party.
Right? And a baby's getting delivered to the swinger party. Like,
Yeah,
or this is when they mate. That's why there's so many storks. They're all being made during the swinger party.
Oh shit!
Wow.
Holy shit! See, this is why we watch The Grinch every day.
Wow. It's a fuck fest. And they're
Oh
just.
my god, dude.
Wow. Okay.
So does that mean I suppose if you're a Who, it's like, oh, we want a baby, like let's just bang it out right now. Should be here in about 8 to 12 hours.
Yeah, they do it probably during Passover.
Oh no.
This just brings up more questions in my mind about Who anatomy. If they don't have a reproductive system, at least one that produces a baby, I guess I'm at a loss.
Yeah, they just get together in a room and call the stork up, like, drop it off here.
Would you like to come call the stork with me, honey? It's just
It's
You
like
wanna-
they all do like some sort of like cultish like chant that like summons the storks from above. The swinger part is just the celebration
You want
afterwards.
to touch my Who phone?
What would they call like a penis? Fling-flonger?
The Hooventalia.
purple-headed yogurt flinger.
Oh god, a flapperooski?
Ding dong goodle. That seems like the Who vagina is the
Yeah,
flapperooski. Put my wang dang doodle in a flapperooski on a Christmas Eve night.
TJ, have you seen the Grinch porno yet?
Is there a porno?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, no,
Oh,
I
yeah.
have not.
Interestingly enough, he doesn't fuck Martha May.
Who? Oh no, who?
Ye-
Who is it?
I don't want to
There's only
say
a
on mic, but it's Cindy Lou.
Oh wow.
But arguably, she is played by an older actor.
Yeah, I would hope so. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I just have to specify.
Still, there's better options. I
Yeah.
guess if it's based on the original, there's only 2 characters, and
Yeah.
it's either
That is
Max
true.
or her.
But I will say, no, the Lou and the wife
Whew.
do come down the stairs, and I think at some point they start fucking too. I haven't seen it myself. I haven't seen it yet.
That's how you get your internet shut off.
Oh, those porn parodies,
Yeah.
they'll get you.
Can you imagine your parents coming up to you like, yeah, we just got a notice in email. There was a torrent of a file, How the Grinch Fucked Christmas.
Is that what it's called?
No, we're not sure, but
Yeah, I would bet money that it is called How the Grinch Fucked Christmas.
Probably, yeah.
I haven't seen it, so you can fact check me. You know, those listening out there, all 3 of you.
How the Grinch fucked Christmas.
Speaking of sexual who's, I would fuck a lot of these who's.
There is a weird sexuality about them.
Yeah, no, I've
Like,
noticed
it's
that.
almost like Elf, but not quite there,
Yeah.
but more extreme.
Does Will Ferrell's elf character fuck that one girl in that movie?
What?
He does?
yeah, because at the end of the movie, there is a shot with them holding a new child, so it's heavily implied.
Wow.
They sing "Baby It's Cold Outside" in the shower. One thing leads to another. It's Christmas, baby.
What do they do? Adopt a baby? No, come on.
They go to a fuck fest, and then the stork drops them off.
Oh yeah, sorry for all the children listeners out there. It's
How many children are going to...
I gotta worry about that. Who's clicking on? Oh, How the Grinch Stole Christmas 2000, and some of these episodes. Oh man, we're gonna learn you something, kids.
There isn't enough Tyler, the Creator, to intrigue them into this Grinch.
I hope by now you've learned quite a bit, and let me just tell you, this train ain't stopping anytime soon.
I fucking love that line so much. Look at that
Yeah.
hack job. As far as like the perfect thing to say after a quiet moment in a classroom.
Yeah. Oh. For those of you just joining, the Grinch hates Christmas.
I love that little shrug he does too, and he's like, "Oh shit!" Like,
I give up.
no turning back from this.
He's also been homeless since the age of like 12.
Yeah.
So
oh yeah.
good for him to build an entire somewhat factory in the...
No, yeah. I mean, if you look at like the mayor and Martha Mayhew and the Grinch, it's been, I would say, arguably 30 to 40 years in
who-
between. In who time, whatever the fuck that translates to.
3 seconds.
It's the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've wondered that too, because if it's implied we're existing in the life of this snowflake, and there's been 1,000 jubilations, like I guess at the micro level, is time really traveling that fast?
Yeah, I guess. When did Who Jesus die?
Oh god.
What?
I like. What if they had just have like a jubilation every day?
Who Jesus died 1000 BG.
The Grinch is the new scale.
All time is measured in relation to the Grinch.
We just saw the reason. It wasn't his heart or his shoes. He was bullied for shaving.
And you know, it's funny. Back then, Baby Grinch didn't have a beard. He still does not have a beard. He's got hair in a lot of places, but not really a beard.
Good point. Yeah, he doesn't have hair where he shaved.
Do you think he keeps up with it?
Like he keeps
He
shaving?
keeps shaving? God, that just proves the levels of insecurity that this Grinch has deep down inside.
It's lasted at least 3 seconds.
Oh, there he is. There was Ron Howard's father. You all right? Don't worry. He'll come up again. But I saw him walking around, being homeless and whatnot.
So do you think Ron Howard's dad was just visiting for some kind of season? Probably not Christmas. This wasn't filmed around Christmas. He's like, "Where are you going, Ronnie?" And he's like, "You want to be in my movie?"
I like to think so.
Yeah, he was already drunk.
Already drunk and homeless.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad, I've got a great part for you.
You'll have to watch in the credits and see if it says "My Estranged Father" for the cast list.
Who best typifies the qualities of Hoodum and Hoodery, the Whoville Holiday Cheermeister. Do I hear a nomination?
Wow.
What a twist.
Yeah.
My, what an altruistic daughter you have there, Lou. Thank you. Cindy? Let me quote a verse from the Book of Who. Thank you. The term Grinchy shall apply when Christmas spirit is in short supply. Now I ask you, does that sound like our holiday cheermeister?
True, Mr. Mayhew. But the Book of Who says this too.
So the Book of Who actually says that. The Book of Who comments on the Grinch.
See, I was about to ask TJ, who do you think wrote the Book of Who?
I think it's obvious. The Who Jesus, right? Like,
And
Even he hated the Grinch.
yeah, like he's
It's in
like, I don't
scripture.
like this baby here.
It's like, oh, whoa. Yeah, he'd come back. Oh, that's Old Testament Who. We've moved past that.
Old Testament. Oh man, that's a good point. Because I was thinking maybe like the mayor, he might have a little writing in the book, but perhaps not. I like the Jesus. It's Jesus. That's canon now.
What's his name? The Grinch Jesus? Or the Who Jesus?
Jeezadiah? No.
Jesus.
Jeezadiah. Jeezy Weezy?
Jeezy Weezy. All right.
Is that you, Wheezy?
Jing Jang Jesus. Whoesus?
Yeah, we'll get it by the end and make that the title of the video.
Who Weezus?
The Passion of Whoesus. Yeah, he was nailed to a giant candy cane for our commercialism.
He turns Halloween decorations into Christmas.
Just has coins thrown at him.
Turns water into eggnog.
The whippoorwills whipped high above the Who town. A trip or a slip, you'd slide all the way down. But this girl had a mission. She knew what to do. She'd invite the Grinch herself, that brave Cindy Lou.
Did he make that giant monkey with the symbols?
He had to. I think he, canonically, and according to Grinch lore, he, everything that he has, he's gotten from the Who trash.
So he carried that all the way up the mountain.
Well, no. There's a, the dump it to crumpet technology where, they put in the chute and it just spits out right in his
right
backyard.
to him. Okay.
Yeah, right to him. That's how he, travels from his cave to, the Who.
When they constructed that, the Grinch was only about 15 years old. And just trying to make it by. And the Who's were like, who the fuck is this kid?
Who's this green guy? Ooh, don't
Let's
make eye
shoot some
contact.
trash
Lou.
at him.
Hey, how funny would it be if we just deposited all of our trash on that green kid that ran away last year?
What a hack job.
I would say the hack job is definitely the one sexual move I am not hurrying to try out.
Mr. Grinch, my name is Cindy Lou.
Did she even hear anything of what he just said? Taking those
I don't
those
think
mufflers
so.
off? Like, oh, you're done talking? Yeah, hey, I'm Cindy Lou.
Yeah, I have to wonder if this point in the movie where Grinch is just tearing out of a shirt, if Jim Carrey was like, "Can I throw a little Teen Wolf in there?" Like, just some like ad libbing. They just had a table full of just like random objects, and they were like, "Yeah, Jim, action."
And he picked the white T-shirt. They didn't know where it was going. But
All right, let's follow him. Keep the camera rolling. This is Carrie Gold.
Mr. Grinch, I came to invite you to be holiday cheermeister.
Holiday Hoobie Weddy.
Cheermeister. I know you hate Christmas, but what if
All right, Grinch is like, dude, what's friends?
I myself am having some Yuletide doubts. But maybe if you can reunite with the Who's and be a part of Christmas, then maybe it'll be okay for me too.
I'm sorry, your session is over. Please make another appointment with the receptionist on the way out.
Please, you have to accept the award.
Yeah, for the listeners at home, we're cracking open a few Big Green Vans. It is a great little beverage, and it's green like the Grinch.
Yeah, it actually, they don't come green. It's originally big blue van, but we just add a little yellow coloring dye to it, and it makes it green. We put a little hair in it to give it the flavor of the Grinch, and it's great. We recommend that you brew yourself up a can of a green Grinch van.
And for the kids, it's Mountain Dew.
But the blue Mountain Dew adding some yellow color dye. You can't,
There
and
you
then
go.
the hair. You can't forget the steps to make the Grinch drink.
Or just pee in it. It'll certainly smell a little more like the Grinch.
I don't know if it's that adorable twinkle in your eye or that non-conformist streak that reminds me of a younger me. But you convinced me.
Yeah, I love that line. That nonconformist streak that reminds me of a younger, less hairy me. Yeah, dude, stuff like that just I continue to question, why wasn't the Grinch ever a ride at Universal Studios?
Right.
Potential for a big old slide. The indoors just looks like the best playground a kid would have ever seen.
It's a travesty.
I feel like there was so many pitches through the entire making of this, and someone was the Jewish guy on the meeting was like, I don't know, guys.
I don't know about this one.
Yeah. What about
Like, yeah, we already blew $200 million on the movie.
why don't we just update Jurassic Park the ride again?
Put a bigger dinosaur in there.
Back to the Future, kids still love that.
Yeah, right. Like, I remember going there once, and I was on the Terminator 2 ride
Yeah.
in, like, I don't know, 2005.
Yeah, I went probably around then, 2005, 2006. There was an E.T. ride, Terminator, Back to the Future. None of them were new.
Come on, guys. The Mummy is making a comeback. We all know it.
Yeah, and speaking of modern reboots that were unnecessary, the Grinch, 2018. I don't know. We'll have to watch it at one point and decide, but I can watch this one at least 100 more times before then.
At least.
Yeah, I'm not rushing for that episode. And if we forget it, who's going to miss it? Not us. Yeah, if you're a fan watching this and you want us to watch the new Grinch, just stop listening. It's not going to happen. It might, so keep listening to figure it out if we do. But it won't. But it probably will. Keep him guessing.
And here we are back at Jubilation.
Do you think the Who's ever wonder if they're on a flat snowflake?
I've heard that argument before, and I've been over this, Lou. It's round. It's a round snowflake.
I don't see the roundness.
We're a unique pattern, sure, but we're not round. Every ball is round. We're unique.
Yeah, dude, Husa faked the moon landing.
The speck of dust landing.
Oh, Max.
Here's a nice little piece that we discovered as well. So Max is actually played by a female dog. What? Kelly. Oh yeah, sorry. Oh, whoops, sorry. named Kelly. And I think one interesting reason maybe for that, I actually heard this tidbit recently. A lot of CG in movies, children's movies, is just to erase animal genitalia.
Oh, okay.
And so this is a nice way to cut corners. They're like, we're spending a lot on CG here. We can't have this dog's penis flopping around in front of the screen the whole movie. I've got it.
It's too distracting out there. I can't stop staring at the dog's dick.
Yeah, it was a lesson they learned, I think, in The Mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for those who don't know, they did not CG remove the dog's penis from the mask. It's there.
Good to know. I won't be able to stop staring.
Oh, I haven't. It.
If there's one thing we want children to know, it's that genitalia do not exist.
Yeah.
What's wrong with a dog's penis? What is wrong with a little dog's penis?
Yeah,
There's nothing sexual about it.
what perverted person was like, you know what? Can we get rid of that?
Can we get rid of God's creation, the penis?
Yeah, you have to wonder if it was just one particular animal in one particular movie with a egregiously large dick. And they're like, well, we don't want to reshoot with a different horse. We gotta invest in CG.
The Willem Dafoe of dogs was just
I can see they're like standing in the editing room. They're like watching footage. They're just like, we gotta. I can't stop staring at this dog's dick. we gotta do something about this. And they're like, yeah, we know.
and he was high enough where they wouldn't question why are you staring at it, so they just had to do whatever he said.
I'm pretty sure this is the origin story of LucasArts. Industrial Light and Magic.
The Ewoks actually originally had giant dicks flopping.
You know, I thought it would be a good idea to well endow these small creatures. Let them know they're not entirely powerless.
I needed to create some sense of urgency in this populace. There should be a Grinch drinking game, which includes every time you see Ron Howard's dad, you take a shot.
We were talking about that. We just got to come up with the rules.
Yeah, I was thinking the most obvious rule is every time they say the word Grinch, you take a shot. So, like, I feel like for
Yikes.
maybe
Okay.
the first 15 minutes of the film, we'd be all right. But, like, well into the first quarter of the first act, we'd be just trashed. And then, you know, capitalize on that for the rest of the podcast episode.
What would you drink?
That's a good question.
Bloody
What liquor is
discharge?
green?
Absinthe?
Mint schnapps?
Yeah, there you go.
I shudder at the thought of watching this movie on absinthe.
Wait, that's him?
Yeah.
This
that-
one is
that
not
guy-
putting his...
Yeah, a nice observation I made is you can really tell by it's the eyes that give it away. Those Howard eyes.
The Howard eyes.
Yeah. That's the coin that I termed. Ron Howard, if you're listening to this, you got some beautiful Howard eyes. Dude, I just saw... Oh, well, never mind. I was going to say, I just saw a Who in the background wearing glasses, thinking, oh, I don't think I've seen another Who wearing glasses. Immediately into the next shot of Ron Howard's father wearing glasses. So I just immediately fucked myself. Oh, well. Oh, and I guess Lou also wears glasses throughout the entire movie. So I'm just an idiot. I'm sorry, TJ. I didn't mean to embarrass you on our own podcast in front of my friend Mark and all of our listeners like this.
I wasn't going to say it.
Yeah, you should put your glasses on, dude.
I am wearing them. That was real funny. Yeah, say Four Eyes one too many times, I might just run up to the nearest mountain, come ransack you in the next 30 to 40 years, slowly watching you, just screaming, I hate you by name.
Yeah, maybe this is a too dark of a question to go down. Have you had moments in your life where you could have easily just left and went up a mountain? Just humiliation was too strong in 3rd grade or something, and hey, I could have been a Grinch.
Oh, yeah. There are many moments in my life where I should have left and become a Grinch, but I didn't, because I'm better than that. Also, there aren't very many mountains over here. You know, if I go up Camelback Mountain, you know, some hiker's going to be like, oh, like, what are you doing up here? I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah, it sucks we're just in, like, desert mountains. No hope of survival. Generously provided by the taxpayers. This is the worst mayor.
Yeah, right. Like, he's spending, like, the city's, like, dime to
In
impress
front of
this
them.
chick.
He's
Yeah, at least
telling
he's
them.
honest and speaks his mind.
Yeah.
Let's re-elect him.
Ignore the fake news of the Grinch being a who. He's
Some
a
of-
what?
Some of Martha's own money went towards that car.
Yeah, sick of all these what's coming into our country, taking our jobs. Oh, it's getting a little too real.
The movie The Grinch is just a little too real in retrospect. It's really just the amount of detail that you look into it with. Because this is, you know, a lighthearted child's movie, but really it's not. It is a deep story about a man screaming about how he wants to hang himself.
To be fair, it would only take one Christmas necktie to hang yourself.
Well, I don't know, from the roof of his cave, that's like a pretty far...
Good point.
Yeah.
If that's dedication at that point.
See, I thought you were talking about for us, and I was like, oh, nice, I can cross a few things off my list. I only need one. Dude, do you think Donald Trump watches this movie and he feels sorry for the mayor?
Probably.
He's like, this could have been me. If I wasn't lucky, someone would have taken my trophy wife. Ruined my election.
Here we go, another look at Ron Howard's father. Also Clint Howard's father, I guess I should, you know, give them both a little love.
Can't forget about Clint
Yeah,
Howard.
everybody else always does.
The jury's out on whether he is actually Clint Howard's father.
Yeah, at least he's spicing things up for the Who's. You know, this would be fun to watch. You know?
Yeah, there's just chaos happening on the screen right now.
Do you think that there are like smaller Who's on the snowflakes on this snowflake? You know, the ground here is covered in snow. Could there be even smaller Who's?
Wow. Whoception.
How deep does this Who hole go?
Who knows?
That was a good one. And yeah, now is a good time to bring the trophy out.
Standing on the ashes of our once beautiful Christmas.
Can we just get back to Christmas the way it should be? Grinch lives.
He like crowns himself. He's like, "Can we get back to what makes everything better?" Yeah, me being the holiday Hoobie Weddy. Sorry, Lynn,
Wow.
Cindy.
It's okay. That shot. Wait until it goes back. I don't think that he has. No, it'll go back, but I don't think he has his contacts in. That one. I'll have to keep remembering it.
He was just getting ready to get the makeup off, and they're like, we need to reshoot. They're relentless.
Urgh.
Girls and boys would wake bright and early and rush for their toys.
Dude, the one thing I always think about now watching this is how miserable the life of that Who that is just the clock operator, constantly pulling a lever every minute until Christmas.
He's the next Grinch, probably.
Because that's just,
It's tedious at best.
because it's not like you get a day off. I mean, as soon as, well, I mean, maybe Christmas, but, then it's like, all right, start over, 365 or whatever.
So you think he
Grinch
does it
calendar is.
all year? Just
That's what I'm wondering.
Wow.
I would hope not, but
The-
I really don't know what to believe.
the Hunchback of Notre Whoville.
But you're right. That sounds more humane if, they only put him up there for like a month.
Yep. Their lives revolve around Christmas and Easter, apparently.
And I guess this is all assuming they follow the Gregorian calendar. Who knows how long their years are? The Husian calendar, who knows?
December is just 99% of the year. Right here, this is the scene where the Grinch confronts Max for his pretty unhealthy Christmas addiction. Where I would say the second that the Grinch leaves the cave, Max can't help but to just pull out his old stash of Christmas and just use to an incredible amount. I mean, that was pretty bad.
He's been waiting to celebrate Christmas for
For years.
Oh, yeah, for years.
Decades.
Yeah.
So even Anthony Hopkins, the narrator, he's on the Grinch's side. He's like, he's got an incredible yet awful idea. Like, it's pretty bad for the Who's, but like for the Grinch, it's pretty great. And I'm excited to see where this story's gonna lead.
Let me ask the question that could end the episode. Do you think Anthony Hopkins is the voice of Who Jesus,
Wow.
narrating the Christmas tale from Who Heaven?
Or could he be God? Who God? Hod. Who odd? Who odd?
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus and as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel.
Just face the music, you're a monster. Mr. Grinch, yes, you are.
Your heart's an empty hole.
Your brain is full of spiders. You've got garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch. I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5 pole. Or dog dick. Yeah, I really like. I've coined this song as that Grinch core. It really hits some sort of special vibe for me, if you know what I mean.
If I was ever at a burlesque and someone did their dance to this song,
Wow.
I'd probably just marry him. And then get divorced soon after. After the
Right
Grinch
after
song.
Christmas.
I don't know, the music just stopped.
Airbag's a little slow. But that's what these tests are for. Mr. Grinch, you have termites in your smile. You have all the tender sweetness of a seasick crocodile, Mr. Grinch.
Seasick crocodile.
A great song for a great movie.
God.
Oh man, you know, one year for one of my birthday parties, I just had the Grinch, that version of the song on a playlist about 40 times.
40 times?
Yeah.
How big was the playlist?
It was about, I would say, anywhere between 7 to 1,000 songs. 700 to 1,000 songs.
Okay.
7 to
If you were
1,000.
about to say 40 songs. No,
40
that's reasonable.
41 songs.
41 songs. What was the
Sleigh Ride by the Andrews Sisters. Yeah, TJ's making some very funny faces. He's just mimicking the Grinch at this point. Not motioning for the mic quite yet, but that's quite all right. We accept, because we can see it.
Oh, of course.
And it's hilarious.
It's
Honestly, the highlight of the episode for me so far.
watching the Grinch?
No, TJ's reactions to the Grinch.
Oh,
TJ
absolutely.
watching the Grinch.
Watching
In this-
TJ
in
watch
this-
the
In this
Grinch.
very moment, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
It goes double for me.
Triple for me. Back to me. Triple, double time.
tied a big horn on top of his head.
All right, so here's a question for you, TJ. Do you think is this a parody of Ron Howard at all, do you think? I mean, I haven't ever, I guess, seen him direct, but
I think with the hat, it definitely is.
Yeah, Ron
Ron
Howard,
Howard,
he wears hats.
yeah. He's producing the next Apollo movie.
Like currently, right now?
No, that's what this scene is.
Oh.
It's preparing for Apollo 16.
You reject your own nose because it represents the glitter of commercialism. Why did I think of that? Cut, print, check the gate, moving on.
What is it? Cut, print, check the take? Check the gate. Check the gate? Is that a watering term?
I thought cut, print, check the tape, I think.
Oh, check the
Yeah,
tape?
Check the tape. Yeah.
Check. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, check the gate. What are we? Opening the Hoover Dam? I don't think so.
Could be film
Hoover
gate.
Dam? Hoover Dam?
Oh, wow.
I'll just leave it there.
Was the Hoover Dam built by the Grinch?
That's a good question. He was just trying to save all the water to flood Whoville eventually.
What is Whoville, Las Vegas?
Right? Yeah. Whoville, when it's not winter, turns into Las Vegas.
Dude, can you imagine? Like, it's a shame that this movie came out too early in its time to where, it didn't even get a ride at Universal Studios, let alone like a Whoville recreated, such as Harry Potter World or Springfield.
Sure. Yeah.
I feel like the Whoville would have been a much better attraction.
Why don't they take advantage of that?
Because
Universal, I want to ask you.
Yeah, can we get somebody on Universal on the line?
You need to compete with Star Wars Land. Bring back Grinch 2000. Not the new one, but Grinch 2000.
The one that you can realistically build. Because they built it once, they can build it again.
You used to drive through the set, of the Grinch, on the tour. There was a Whoville, area that you, drove through.
Wait, is that true? Or?
Yeah, right
No.
before King Kong, I think.
Are
it
you
was,
serious?
Yeah, it was, part of the tour. You saw Whoville. Some scene of Whoville, and you would just drive by it.
Oh, wow. That is... Do you know of anybody who has a time machine?
Again, working on it. It's on the back burner after the Cat in the Hat.
Professor Teej.
Yeah.
Look out, world.
The old Grinchy claws hissed, and he climbed to the roof with empty bags in his fist. He'd slide down the chimney, a rather tight pinch.
I love how the Grinch still doesn't have any pants. Like, he built a Santa outfit, but he's like, I don't need this pants bullshit.
That's a good point.
Want to get a nice breeze going down there.
Yeah, everyone else wears pants.
Yeah, just about everybody single else, except for Max the dog.
Yeah.
But she doesn't need to wear pants because she doesn't have a penis because the actor is a woman. And honestly, Max is a gender fluid name. So
Maxine?
really, yeah, Max, I know a couple female Maxes. So, the dog is just genderless, I guess, to be, to bring
Very
it to,
progressive.
to bring 2000
progressive.
to 2019.
Nice thinking, Ron. Okay, and this just hit me. What are the implications here that the Grinch just talked directly to and communicated with the omniscient voice? Could you narrate a little less loud and the voice complied?
Yeah.
Is the Grinch clairvoyant? Can the Grinch talk to God?
We are watching the New Testament happening.
It is 1000 AG now.
Yeah. Well, it's 0 AG.
Oh, Sarah, I guess you're right.
But
But who's counting?
yeah.
He eyed the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding.
Yeah, what an assortment of already prepared meals just put right back in the fridge.
I love some cold who roast beef.
Roast beast.
Roast beast, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. That's one. I've been impressed it's taking this long, but we do have rules.
Yeah, TJ, you were doing so well. I was now it's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Sorry, guys.
You've got 18.
18.
So
Wow, okay.
yeah, that's being generous.
Wow.
So, don't worry about it, but don't forget about it.
Yeah, we're really not trying to kick anyone out of the Grinch viewing, but 18 tries, you're walking your own ass home after this movie.
Yeah, we're not paying for an Uber for you
Not
at 18.
At 18, but
Yeah.
17, I just have to start putting my shoes on.
Yeah, no, one at a time. 16 is,
We are all naked, by the way. And I'm putting one article of clothing on every single time I mess up.
Yeah, we like to watch the Grinch, full Grinch, no clothes.
Yeah, you know, when he puts a Santa outfit on, you know, we put bathrobes on, but that's about it.
Method watching of the Grinch.
Yeah, so, you know, if you like watching it at work, maybe just take your pants off at your desk and stay seated. But come on, live a little. Join us with the Grinch.
No one will know.
Yeah, you're watching the Grinch. Your boss is going to come around, they're going to go, "Are you not wearing, is that the Grinch? Specifically how the Grinch Stole Christmas from the year 2000 featuring Jim Carrey, directed by Ron Howard?"
I say I got caught about a month ago with my pants off at work, and that's my excuse. I was like, it's Grinch season.
All right, TJ, here's your one.
You have 17 more.
God, I wish I had 18 strikes at work.
Right? 18 strikes in anything.
In anything.
Especially bowling.
Classic.
All right, I'll see you guys next episode with my zinger of the day.
Yeah, you don't even have to keep going. That was that. That'll fill the rest of your time.
All right, guys, I'm going to bed. See you tomorrow.
Good night, Nate.
Alright.
I'm just gonna try and match the point in the movie in my room on the portable VHS TV. Yeah, here we're just watching the Grinch cause havoc, robbing all the Who's blind.
He even stole a cat, by the way. So, oh, never mind. It came back.
Yeah, the cat does come back, but you know, probably just stuffs her right back in there.
That's probably
Back
how
in
he
the
got
vacuum.
Max.
He got Max.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hated when that happened to Kitty over here. Just got stuck in the vacuum. Kitty, no. For those that don't know, Kitty is the cat you met earlier in the episode that was biting my Achilles tendon directly.
Yeah, she's a demon, but we love her.
Yeah, sometimes I watch The Grinch, I'm like, I wish we had a dog.
I won't say it, but you know.
I don't know a single dog that has sat perfectly still and content for minutes and then lunged right into your neck with their claws and teeth.
The Grinch is stealing sugar plums.
Oh, yeah. From someone's dream.
Yeah.
This, oh, my God. This almost makes me reconsider the discussion we got at the beginning of the episode of the Grinch being a more grounded, realistic entity. He's seen talking to an omniscient presence as well as taking dreams, stealing ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, he's just a little more classier with it. He's like, I've got this power over everybody, but I don't need it. It's like, I'll just use it in moments where it benefits me and me alone, you know. But I won't go flaunting it. You know, I won't go injecting myself in everybody's dreams and saying, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you.
He just has handwritten eviction notices that he delivers to
Much
people.
more reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now I'm struggling to think about Cat in the Hat. It's a movie I haven't watched much of and probably and will not watch ever again. But isn't his power is like isn't that movie kind of he opens up a bunch of things and it gets out of hand? He's just ill prepared.
The kids
Gets
open up the box.
Out of hat, would you
which was
say?
Pandora's box, essentially.
Oh yes.
That's the philosophy behind it. It teaches them, maybe you should listen to mom once in a while.
Agents of Chaos.
Yeah.
What's the lesson you get from this movie? Christmas is good also if you just rob everybody blind but apologize, they'll accept you.
Pretty much. Like, that's what it took. He did their bullshit through the whole jubilation. he lived in a mountain. It took him stealing Christmas for them to be like, you know what? He's not that bad.
Maybe this Grinch guy isn't too bad after all.
Just some great harmonized cries with the Who people. There was some nice thirds and fifths in there. It was just a society of singers.
Yeah, do you think that they practice that when they're like, all right, when everybody's collectively sad, we'll sing this song together? Or is it just a natural, like, Who thing?
That's what they talk about in those parties. Like, after their stork calling.
The morning
They
after,
just-
the morning after, they're all crying together after all the deeds that they did the night before.
All right, how are we going to do this? I do who, you do who.
And then Sue's over there. You go, "Woo." and then Billy. You know, you just come in just wing it.
Billy, you do the booze.
These must all be songs that are in the Book of Who. You know, like the Bible has a whole chapter that just is songs. Like I bet this is like the Psalms chapter in the Book of Who is like sad song, happy song, Christmas song, death song.
The Hooba Psalms.
When the Grinch comes into town, this is a song that we sing.
Wow.
Mayor being old nosist. Like, honestly, like, hey, like, you're a young girl who your nose will grow in one day, but you're not old yet. Like, let me just pick on something that is 120 million% outside of your genetic control.
Well, that's the mayor.
Just picking on the less fortunate. If we all had about enough of this dumb kid fuck.
Just turn-
You're glad that the Grinch virtually wrecked, not wrecked, pulverized Christmas. You can't hurt Christmas, Mr. Mayor, because it isn't about the gifts or the contests or the fancy lights. That's what Sticky's been trying to tell everyone.
If I saw that, like, tall, skinny, like, Lou's son who in my school, he would be my Grinch that I would pick on. That one.
It's a Drew, right? Drew Who? Drew Lou Who, I guess?
I believe so. Yeah.
Stu and Drew and Touch the Door Stu.
Yeah, the tall, freakishly fucked one.
Also, if you look at Ron Howard's dad's character in any shot in this scene, it looks like he had a hell of a night. Like his hair is all ruffled. You'll see. He's like, luckily I had a little bit more good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he's just waking up to this. I mean, he's just passed out in the alleyway, down the street. He's like, oh, what's going on? We're singing now?
Get up, bum. It's time for Christmas.
They give him a quick kick.
He's like, oh, finally, everybody's now down on my level. You have nothing.
Where did all...
Yeah, She's sitting there looking around. Well, ain't that a bitch?
Then the Grinch heard a sound rising over the snow.
I think one of my you asked me earlier in the episode what was one of my favorite or what I learned what one of my favorite moments of this movie is, and I would say if I'm being honest, the fact that the Grinch, it doesn't take anybody else for him to turn a change of heart. It's 100% like, he hears them singing and he makes the self-reflection and realization that maybe Christmas is a little bit more after all.
Good point.
It doesn't take Cindy Lou. She helps him, but she doesn't, meet up with him until after. He's like, "Oh fuck, like I just had a stroke because my heart is like grown 4 sizes."
They all learn together.
Well, the Who's learned first,
Well, yeah, true.
so
But
not really together. But he is still on the mountain where they, let him live for
he's like,
a couple decades.
Came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags.
And he puzzled and puzzled till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store.
However, a little out of character, if you ask me.
Uh-oh.
the Grinch is having a heart attack right now.
Quite literally.
I'm just gonna remember that for my first heart attack. Like, oh my, it must be growing. My Christmas spirit. Oh.
For whenever that inevitably happens.
My first heart attack. Gotta get on the children's aspirin.
The Flintstones.
Yeah.
And what happened then? Well, in Whoville, they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day.
Now Martha May won't be interested anymore. You used to be so dark and mysterious.
Until you got feelings. Feelings of an almost human nature.
Human nature.
This will not do.
Now you love the Christmas just like the mayor claims to? Oh, ooh, been there, done that. Trying to get something a little less Christmassy, a little more Grinchy, if you know what I mean.
He's like, God damn, I just completed my character arc too.
Yeah, this is arguably one of my favorite scenes in any movie. I mean, we missed it, but I missed it. That's all right. Just see it again tomorrow.
Woo! Dude, I've also wondered. I think the Grinch must understand what Max says too. Like there are just moments where the dog will bark, and he gives more of a of an answer, rather or like a translation. I feel like sometimes so just makes me wonder how versatile is the Grinch. Dog whisperer, God talker.
Yeah, if he can talk to the narrator, he can talk to Max.
Uh-oh, dude, the sleigh's slowly falling off the mountain. What do you think is going to happen, Tej?
I think that Christmas might be ruined.
All right, well,
We'll see. But
let's keep watching.
Yeah, no
It's
spoilers,
not
please.
it's not looking good for Christmas.
Don't even get me started about New Year's. Surprise!
I came to see you. No one should be alone on Christmas.
Here we go. Let's see it. Let's fucking see it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
What kind of direction do you give for a smile like that to the Grinch? Smile like your life has been actualized.
That's probably pretty close to smile like you now have meaning in life.
Smile like the world made sense. We'll try to get this in one take.
All right, so the Grinch is holding the sleigh over his head, which is possibly a more dangerous position to be in than just on the mountain.
Yeah, right. With all the slapstick antics in this
Yeah.
movie, you gotta watch out for banana peels and shit. Greasy black peel. This scene of the Grinch skiing down the mountain, it just makes you wonder. He has to have done this in the past. That's got to be one of the funnest things probably to do from the top of a mountain is
That's like all you can do.
ski
Really.
down it. I guess you're right.
It's the trash chute or ski down.
I like how that's his break for this flying contraption is a boot. All right, let's slow it down.
Just a boot causing drag in the air.
Oh, no, Mr. Grinch. Man, I always like to think of the alternate ending where they just fly off of the side of the mountain and just die, horribly mangled. There are quite a few alternate endings to this movie that we've thought about. I mean, there's the one where we turn it off before the Grinch learns his lesson. The story just ends after he steals Christmas. What were some other ones? I don't know. Where he doesn't pull Cindy Lou out of the mailbox. And
That's it. Like
she gets crushed. Lou either quits his job or commits suicide or something because he's thinking that's his fault. Her death being in the back of the post office.
The mayor blames him. Your daughter's guts is all over all of the Christmas presents, Lou.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just some really dark shot in the coroner's office of like Fragile, like right down her body, like. It's better that Betty doesn't see this. Close casket, please.
Just at the Who Cemetery.
Yeah, because I remember, I think when we were talking about that one, it was like in that telling of the story, Lou is obviously the next Grinch. He leaves town after just
Just
the ensuing depression about the murder by crushing of his own daughter.
just a sad roommate situation with the Grinch and Lou.
Yes.
Like,
Grinch and Lou.
Raising Arizona.
For the longest time, I thought the police officer was Bryan Cranston, but it's not. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
They got somebody other than Bryan Cranston for the police officer who? Disgusting.
I'm trying to think who would be better cast, but yeah, you're right. How dare they not cast Bryan Cranston?
Oh, yeah. Who could it be? Oh, that look.
Cheer up, dude. It's Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Grinch.
Mwah!
Your cheeks so
I know.
Harry.
Greasy. Stinky. Want a zick?
Warm.
Honestly, if I were the Grinch and Cindy Lou said that to me, I'd make the same face. Basically, what I'm saying is, Ron Howard, you got it right. You hit it right on the who knows. And we thank you for it.
I just don't know why they didn't take the opportunity to have Hoobastank.
You're so right, dude.
Yeah, like I'm
Of
really
all the-
surprised in the time and everything. They could have had Hoobastank.
Dude, of all, the artists to get on here, Hoobastank was the biggest loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has NSYNC on here, has Buster Rhymes, Faith Hill. Come on, Hoobastank.
Exactly. Even just Weird Al Yankovic led Hoobastank.
Dude, Weird Who?
Weird Who, yeah.
I wonder what the artists of Whoville, like what kind of content they're creating. Do you think there's like Who's out there who are making a podcast about like, just some white dudes that have mundane jobs and drink beer and smoke a bunch of weed?
This is getting a little too deep for me, dude.
Nothing but Randy Newman. They have a lot of Randy Newman in
Randy
Whoville.
Newman.
You've got a who in me.
And then the Grinch is small, like 2, 3 sizes that day. And he was never quite the same. Oh, the Grinch. Merry Christmas, Grinch.
Oh, the Grinch, he's a big old Grinch.
Tom Waits for like.
Oh, the Grinches. Oh, the Grinches. They're coming down from Mount Crumpet.
And he's coming for your presents. And he won't stop till he gets them.
Oh man. Yeah, like what happens? It's a question that's been on my mind for days now. What happens to the snowflake once it lands or it evaporates?
Apocalypse.
Yeah, no, but like, does just the land that they're standing on just disappear, and does everything just start floating or just falling into nothingness? Like, what does it implode? Do they evaporate along with it?
I'd like to believe that, yeah, they just join a giant world of snowflakes and evaporate back up. But probably ultimate annihilation.
Yeah.
Every single
oh.
who you've just seen dies.
Oh, without a doubt. But I'm wondering, like, how specific are these deaths? You know, what sort of pain are they feeling when the snowflake evaporates? or
Probably not
lands?
specific at all, which is the sad part.
From their size, though, I feel like heat does this. Will do the same thing to the snowflake that it does to the Who's. Solid to liquid, complete vaporization. Yeah.
Oh. Talking about the end of the Who world to Faith Hill's Where Are You Christmas?
Where are you, Whoville?
Why can't I find you?
You were just a solid.
Whoa. Elderly timekeeper Rance Howard?
Rance Howard.
Is it another Howard?
There were 3 Howards there, I think.
Yeah, I think it was, Drew Howard as well.
So there's another Howard.
How many members of the Howard family tree are in this movie?
I wonder about the other movies. Like, is this just the one where he was like, let's bring the whole family?
Dude, is Rance Howard in every single Ron Howard film?
Clint Howard is
He's in
like
most
in
of them,
most
right?
of them.
Yeah. Maybe that. He's like, the father's like, I don't really want Clint, hanging out with his brother just one-on-one. I think I got to be to supervise.
Clint's
Make
getting
sure
a
everything
little
goes
too
all right.
much stardom.
Yeah, he peaked on Star Trek. We gotta bring him back down to earth. Now, we love you, Clint. This is all a good satirical little podcast for you.
You're my second favorite Howard.
Yeah, make him the Dwight Schrute of Whoville. Make him the number 2 that really doesn't make any progress or character arc.
Put your back into it.
I mean, really, the only thing he does is hype up what the mayor says and shaves his head, and that's really it.
Don't forget about when he spots the genital-shaped spacecraft in Austin Powers.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm talking.
That's,
Grinch
I think, the same character. It's canon.
Johnson?
Johnson? Yeah.
Dude, Austin Powers just takes place in the time of Whoville where they've evolved beyond their noses. Their noses have developed into, or perhaps before.
And they went
Perhaps
straight
before.
into military.
Like, you go off to the military.
Wait, Christmas is about more than gifts, but what about killing each other?
What about the Who War? We haven't had one of those in a while.
World War Who?
Yeah, the Grinch is back. We need something to keep us going. We need something to, direct our hate towards.
I honestly don't think I've ever gotten to this point of the credits. I don't know this song.
Yeah, it's great.
It's a good one,
I
yeah.
honestly really like this song. Is this like Ben Folds?
It sounds like, is it Ben Folds? Nice, okay.
Wow. He was like, how old is Ben Folds?
Is he the National?
Yeah, honestly.
Is he the National? Like, Ben Folds, is he?
What do you
I don't
mean?
want to sound like an idiot on air. I don't know.
The National?
I know. Yeah, I know it's that time period, but
Maybe. I'm going to
sure.
go with a
Okay,
solid
we'll do
shrug.
maybe.
I know he does a couple songs in Over the Hedge, that soundtrack,
Okay.
which has a raccoon in it, which we all know is, we all know.
Bruce Willis as a raccoon.
Yeah. It's got a turtle, some squirrels. I really hate how they reuse this song in the credits.
Yeah, the song they have playing just in the streets while you're walking through. Yeah. I
They
don't know.
could only afford so many songs. Most of it went towards makeup.
Yeah, dude, makeup and wardrobe.
Yeah.
Oh, God. But yeah, the soundtrack will be linked in the description. You can enjoy it all holiday season.
You can't buy it on vinyl, so don't fucking look. You can't find, not even a 7-inch. Doesn't exist. I just can only hope one year. I mean, they pressed the fucking Roger Rabbit soundtrack. They gotta press this one.
I think it's just a matter of time. Like, there's
Yeah.
so many revivals of things where, like, someone will be like, we got to press that 7-inch that Cindy was listening to with where she's singing over it, you know?
Coming to your record store day 2023.
This podcast is gonna solely like launch somebody's decision to be like, all right, there's an audience for this.
Oh, yeah. No, in that line of hope, let me start naming a few. We need the Grinch original 2000 How the Grinch Stole Christmas OST on vinyl. We need Austin Powers International Man of Mystery pressed to vinyl. Another amazing movie soundtrack.
I would even argue to press that one first. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love this movie, but press that one first, for dear fucking God. Clint Howard, if you're listening to this, you have ties to Austin Powers. Fucking get that shit pressed on
Just
vinyl.
the Clint Howard collection on vinyl. Just his face. Like, for some reason, on every cover.
Clint, if you make this possible, that's what we're willing to do for you.
I've got the Austin Powers soundtrack on Clint Howard picture disc.
I would buy it. Like, no matter the price.
It's part of the Clint collection. Merry Clintmas.
Universal, do you hear this? I know you own him. He's in a cage somewhere.
Oh my goodness gracious. Well, look at that. I'm being greeted by a blank screen. The movie has since ceased playing, and I have nothing else to say but Merry Christmas, TJ.
Merry Christmas, Mark. Merry Christmas, Nate.
Merry Christmas, one and all. It's a great time to be alive. Christmas. You know, we got Grinches. We don't really have snow, being that we live somewhere that it doesn't snow. My address is 2000 Grinch Street.
I thought you were going to say my address. All right.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for tuning in. If you made it this far, honestly, what is wrong with you?
Merry Christmas.
Bleeding hearts of the world unite!